There we go. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to a pre-show here on. Well, it's not my channel, so I can't say that. But yeah, we're predicting the pay-per-view now. I'm sort of leading a little bit, leading a little bit tonight, which is a bit ridiculous because let's be honest, I stopped watching Raw months ago. Um, but yeah, we're here over on Christina Angel's channel, and that's because she always hosts the pre-shows, and however she has broken her voice. So yeah, it's sort of like so today's show is sort of like me and early WWE Hornswoggle. So yeah, let's rock and roll.
Yeah, you guys have to excuse me. Apparently screaming for Dean Ambrose last night broke my voice. And no funny, inappropriate jokes from you over there. You British pain in the butt.
So are you so are you a Dean Ambrose girl about now?
I'm just I'm warming up to the idea of him. I'm warming up to the idea. Okay, so you guys know this is the prediction show for the 2014 Battleground, which actually a year ago was when Tom and I did our first post show. Actually.
Oh God, really? Wow.
Yeah, Battleground 2013 was the first post show we ever did. Was Battleground 2013. So.
Yeah, and we've been through the mill thus far.
Yeah.
We've had all manner of post and pre-show incidents. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things that at the time when we started doing these sort of shows, if somebody had come to us and said, you know what, in a year's time you'll still be doing these shows, and you'll be sitting here looking back at a past where the Undertaker is no longer undefeated, and all manner of crazy things have happened. And I'd have said, yeah, do you know what, dude? You can go back to the funny farm because you are crazy.
Yeah, we definitely we've come a long way over the last year.
Yeah.
You guys, Taker Soulgirl is in this with us, but again, she's not feeling well. So.
Do you think I'd have used that line if Taker Soul Girl was anywhere near this show today?
No, because
I'd be hanging by my nuts.
You'd have been 6 feet under a tombstone, but
hanging from the Titantron by my testicles.
So jumping into this card, the pre-show is very interesting. It's actually different this time around. We get the Funkadactyls, who have broken up.
Have they? Oh yeah, shit. They have, haven't they? Whoops.
And we have Cameron versus Naomi, and this is a really crazy thing about this match is that these guys started together in NXT. They debuted on WWE as backup dancers for Tensai and Brodus Clay, also known as...
It was Brodus on his own, and I don't think they did do NXT because Cameron was like first eliminated from Tough Enough.
Yeah, but she was actually she later on got a contract with WWE. Sorry guys.
She didn't win it from Tough Enough. She was first eliminated.
Yeah, but later on, after Tough Enough.
Yeah. At the time, because I remember it happening. I remember her being signed by WWE just made me completely switch off from Tough Enough. To give some of the listeners, the viewers, a bit of background on that. I was watching Tough Enough at the time, and and the way they did it sort of like the X Factor, where they eliminated somebody every week. She went out first week because she was shit and couldn't wrestle, had absolutely nothing for Tough Enough. Stone Cold Steve Austin ripped her a new one. But she went out first week, and by the time that second week, announcements came out on the dirt sheets that she'd been signed to a contract. Now, okay, I understand WWE want to sign people who look good in bikinis. Let's be honest. You know, Johnny Ace was in charge of WWE back then. But the problem with that is the Tough Enough premise was that the winner gets a WWE contract.
And the winner of that, Tough Enough
was Andy Levine.
Yeah, it happened to be Big Andy, who sadly I think you could say the stress just got to him.
No, I think it was the blow got to him. That man was on drugs all the time.
Okay, we don't want to degrade Andy, so let's just. But anyway,
What was bad about that is the only one who, of all those people who entered that show, who is still employed by the company, is bloody Cameron, of all the people.
Who, if you guys have ever seen her on Total Divas, she's completely opposite her wrestling persona. But Cameron and Naomi is going to be a very interesting match. Naomi is a little more athletic than Cameron, and so
a little more athletic. Wow, you're being nice.
Just a little more athletic than Naomi. I'm not gonna. The reason that I can't really rip Cameron a new one is I like the girl and I like Naomi both, so I don't really want to, knock head, but
there's two potential results. Obviously, there's two people in the match, but if you go based entirely upon physical basis, if we are to believe that WWE is real and these people are really wrestling each other and trying to win, then Naomi should absolutely fucking steamroller her. The thing is, I think that I don't think that's what they're going to do, and I think they're going to keep this feud going for a bit longer, so I can see Cameron winning with shenanigans.
Okay, I think what's going to happen with this one is Cameron's going to come out. She's going to be putting on her lip gloss like she was a couple of weeks ago, and it's just not going to end well. Okay, so next
I need the link for the show, by the way.
Okay.
Sorry,
we're.
What's the next match?
The next match is going to be. I'm doing this basically because for you, and it's just because basically to give you just a little fun, because I know you're going to have fun with this match, is Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt.
Well, of course, now, I could very easily say that. Actually, I'm not completely sure, to be honest. Jericho has come back to the WWE to put Wyatt over. That much I am absolutely confident about.
Pretty much it is, yeah.
What I'm not sure about is how long they're going to run this feud for. So if they have Wyatt win it, which is obviously which is the end of the feud, then they're only going to run it for 1 month. However, I'm not absolutely sure that that's the goal. So I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with Jericho winning by disqualification.
Okay. The reason I think it depends on the thing with Chris though is that when he comes back, it's always like he comes back for a certain amount of time, and he's back for say 6 months, a year, depending on his schedule with Fozzy. Because you guys know Chris Jericho is the lead singer of the band called Fozzy, so when he's not working or touring with Fozzy, he's back with WWE. So
I think it might be 2. I think he's back for. I think I'm going to go on the prediction that he's back for 2 months. I'm just gonna go based on the fact that I reckon obviously Jericho wins this match by disqualification. The other two Wyatts run in, I don't know, and then they have a rematch at SummerSlam and Bray beats him. That's the way I'm looking at it.
I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna mention this. I've got the Q&A. If you guys are watching this live, the Q&A is actually on this time, so. No worries about that. It's actually on, so if you guys have any questions or anything about any of the matches, feel free to ask us. Okay. So the next match is going to be Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. And I am looking very well forward to this match because I love this feud between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. It's not something you've seen in the WWE for a long time, not actually since Edge left. And it's something that's just really, it's awesome to see in the WWE again. I love to see these these kind of feuds where you've got the guy that betrayed his buddies and betrayed his brothers, and then you've got the guy that's like, I'm gonna set you straight, I'm gonna beat the crap out of you for betraying me. And then you've got the other guy who's just kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna go on do my own thing, let you handle all the stuff.
Well, one thing I'll say, and I'll go more into this when he actually turns up on the card. Roman Reigns is the next Dwayne Johnson. Anyway, onto Ambrose and Rollins. I've got a long term plan in mind for Seth Rollins. So I think he needs to beat Ambrose outright.
So you're saying Rollins and Taker Soul Girl and myself are saying Dean, of course. So, just so you guys know, I've got a card right over here, so I'm checking off the matches as we go, so that we don't forget anything this time.
I think he's got to beat Ambrose outright, just because you need to win.
The next match on the card is, I've got a nickname for this match. I'm calling it the USA versus Russia, Swagger versus Rusev. Now, this match, you guys, has not really been teased that much. It was originally started, I think they tried to do different people with it to sort of lead into the Swagger thing. This match hasn't 100% been confirmed, but I think we could see it. Swagger versus Rusev, of course. I'm calling it the USA versus Russia. This match is definitely going to go in Swagger's favor, just because I don't think Rusev's going to be able to get out of that Patriot lock, because that Patriot lock hurts worse than the ankle lock itself.
I'm going the opposite way. They are pushing Rusev like a monster. They need to put him over. Swagger is a big man. He's a very, very large guy, and so he's a big guy for Rusev to go over, because Rusev's only really beaten smaller guys so far. Yeah. So Swagger's the obvious next big thing for him.
He's going to have some real competition, which is what he needs.
But I don't think it will hurt him. I don't think losing to Rusev will hurt Swagger, because Swagger is over quite a bit right at the moment, and that is because WWE made the bloody smart decision to officially turn him face days before the 4th of July.
Yeah, that's what's really good.
That was the perfect time to do it. And WWE, I know I knock you all the time, but for that decision right there.
He has to applaud us on that one. Okay, getting into one of the bigger matches of the night, we have the WWE Divas match, Paige versus AJ Lee, and I love this match because it was so funny. If you guys remember, the night after WrestleMania, Paige comes out to sort of congratulate AJ, ends up having an impromptu match, ends up becoming the youngest WWE Divas champion ever. Night after, Money in the Bank, AJ returns, she comes out, does the same thing to Paige, the same thing happens, and suddenly, to quote AJ, Mama has her baby back. So,
I think, in terms of prediction for this match, they have got to have AJ win it, and that is because it will seem very, very silly if WWE keep passing the title back and forth. What they need to do is they need AJ Lee to win it, but they need Paige to beat the shit out of her after the match.
What it is that I'm going to go with, we're all seated in agreement on this, so I'm going to go with AJ. I love Paige. She's awesome. She's got a lot of talent. She's really good. She's in the wrestling world. She is a veteran in WWE. She's still considered a rookie. But I'm going to go with AJ because I think also this has a lot to do with just 2 days ago, actually, CM Punk's contract was up, so he's no longer with WWE. And I also think that might have something to do with it. That AJ, but I could be wrong.
WWE are doing, at the moment, a very, very slow heel turn with Paige.
Yeah, exactly.
The pay-per-view would be the perfect time to do it. So you could have... But I think Paige needs to lose, and she either needs to beat the piss out of AJ on the pay-per-view or on the Raw afterwards. but
Yep.
not win the title, because what they need to do is this current gimmick that they've run with Paige, where she came out and she was like, oh, I just wanted to tell you how good you are, and I just wanted to like congratulate you on being the champion and stuff. It's sort of like, no, that's not what Paige is. Paige is the anti-diva.
Yeah, so
That's what they need. They need to do the anti-diva, so they need her to snap.
That's what AJ kind of was before she left and took some time off, but
They need to have a snap, and the perfect way to do it is for her to lose.
okay, anyway, next match on the card is this is a really rare match. You don't really see these in many pay-per-views. You've got a 2 out of 3 false counts anywhere tag team title match. Harper and Rowan versus the Usos. Now, this match is kind of crazy because these are one of those very rare matches that you don't see a lot because they're only used for special situations. You know, you don't really use a 2 out of 3 counts, fall counts anywhere match unless it's under special circumstances. But this rivalry between Harper and Rowan and the Usos goes all the way back to Extreme Rules back in May, right after WrestleMania, when the Usos started sort of backing John Cena up a little bit. And so I think this match is going to be good. It's been a very heated rivalry, and I'm looking forward to it. But Tom, I know you're a Wyatt man, so
yeah. The whole time this feud has been running, I think it's got to end with the Wyatts taking the titles. So I'm going to predict the Wyatts taking the titles again.
So you're doing Rowan Harper
if it's a more hardcore kind of match, with it being like Falls Count Anywhere or something like that, then that will suit them down to the ground.
And as always, Robyn and I have never bet against the Usos yet, and we're not planning on it. Okay, now we're coming to the battle. This is something that's never been done outside of actually the Royal Rumble itself. We're having a battle royal for the vacant WWE IC title match. If you guys do not know what happened, or if you're like Tom, you haven't been keeping up, Wade Barrett is out with a separated shoulder injury.
The worst news I've had all month.
Had to vacate his IC title. And the contenders for this title are the U.S. champion Sheamus, Cesaro, Damien Sandow, The Great Khali, Ryback and Kurt Axel, Bo Dallas, Kofi Kingston, Dolph Ziggler, RVD, Big E, and Alberto Del Rio. Now, Sheamus is currently the USA champion, which would mean if he was to win, you would probably see a title unification with the IC and the US champion being combined. Cesaro he's a former US champion. Damien Sandow has never held the title. The Great Khali is a former world heavyweight champion, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And, let's see, Ryback and Chris Axel, neither one have held titles. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Axel, was the tag team champion at one time when he was in Nexus. Bo Dallas has never held a title except for NXT. Kofi, apparently, didn't know this, actually. Kofi is a 4-time IC title winner. Dolph Ziggler, I believe, has won the IC title twice. RVD has held it several times. Big E has held it once.
RVD's held it about 7, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Big E has held it once, and Del Rio has never held it in his career.
Yeah, but he's a 3-time world champion, isn't he? Isn't he? No, is it 2?
3-time world champion with WWE and the World Heavyweight. But he's never held the IC title, so...
Yeah, but I mean, not holding the IC title isn't exactly a statement on somebody's legendary status. Taker's never held it.
Actually, it doesn't necessarily have to be the IC title, but it does help. It does help you get to be the Grand Slam champion. It is considered, not Grand Slam, Triple Crown champion. It is considered, if you guys don't know what a Triple Crown champion is, it's basically it's basically WWE.
Hold all three.
When you've won the IC title, the WWE, and the World Heavyweight Championship.
No, isn't the Triple Crown a tag title, a mid card, and a top title?
No. It's two top titles.
I thought that's what it was, because then for the longest period of time they never had two top titles.
It's always been World Heavyweight, WWE, and IC, as far as anyone that's ever won it, that I know of.
Oh, right, because I always thought it was a tag team, because they only ever had one top title for about, like, 70 years.
Your Grand Slam champion is anybody that has ever held any and all WWE Championship titles, which Owen Hart was only actually short one, and that was the WWE Championship title. So you do have several people that are actually Grand Slam champions. So I believe Hogan's one of them.
But Hogan can't have won. Oh yeah, in WCW, of course.
Yeah, but I mean,
because all of the history records are all one now, aren't they?
Yeah, but you have a really good talent in this match. My pick, Taker Silver actually caught on a three-way diss on this one because we've got Sheamus, Big E, or Kofi Kingston. Those are our three picks. And the reason I say three picks is because, honestly, with a Battle Royal, you can't have more than one pick, usually, because you've got, in this match, in its entirety, you've got several former world champions, former IC champions, I think like 3 former US champions, plus the current one. So you kind of have to pick 3 guys, and those are our picks.
Just a brief thing. I don't mean to piss all over your Cheerios, but I've just looked up Triple Crown, and the definition is to win and a compliment in pro wrestling is a distinction made to a professional wrestler who has won 3 of a single promotion's championships, specifically 2 levels of singles competition, a world and secondary singles title, and a tag team title.
Okay, well, I was wrong. So.
I think so. If you won the world title or the WWE title, which are now won anyway, they count. Dolph Ziggler is on this list as well. I've got a list of Triple Crown champions in WWE: Pedro Morales, Bret Hart, Diesel, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Kane, Jericho, Angle, Eddie, Canadian Wrestler X, Ric Flair, Edge, Rob Van Dam, Booker T, Orton, Hardy, Punk, Layfield, Mysterio, Ziggler, Christian, Big Show, and Miz.
Exactly. That's because very rarely does anyone ever get Triple Crown. So.
Well, it's not all that. It's like some people obviously don't. The Triple Crown is usually the thing that happens when somebody's gone all the way up. Take Miz, for example. When he first came into WWE, he was a tag team guy. He was in the team with John Morrison. Then he got a mid-card title around about the same sort of time when he did NXT with Daniel Bryan. And then obviously he elevated to the world title when he won the WWE Championship from cashing in Money in the Bank on Orton.
Yep.
So it's sort of like. So it's a good thing. Anyway, picks for the Battle Royal.
Yeah, picks for the Battle Royal.
I'm just gonna make one. I'm gonna make 2.
Okay.
Option 1, which is they want to do. Honestly, down the line, I see them merging the 2 championships, the IC and the US. Now they'll either do it in this match, in which case Sheamus will win, or they'll have a match at SummerSlam and do it, in which case Cesaro will win.
So your 2 predictions are Sheamus or Cesaro, right?
Sheamus or Cesaro, yeah.
Okay. So we have that one on the way. Okay.
I'm leaning more towards Cesaro, to be honest.
Now we come to my favorite match of the night. We have the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE World Heavyweight title. We have Kane versus Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton versus the man who won it last month at the Money in the Bank, won it earlier in the month at Money in the Bank, John Cena. Like, really happy that one.
I'm gonna have to. I can't believe I'm about to say what I think I'm gonna say, but Cena's winning.
Okay, the thing about this match is, this match is actually going to be kind of crazy. You have Kane and Randy, who are the authorities' picks to win the match, of course. And then you have Roman Reigns and John Cena, who are sort of, in a way, sort of the rebels, because Roman Reigns wants nothing to do with Triple H. John Cena obviously doesn't want anything to do with Triple H. But on the other side of it, you've got Randy, who doesn't trust Kane, and Kane, who doesn't trust Randy. So it's going to be like, this isn't, I don't see this becoming a tag team match suddenly, but I do have a weird feeling that we're going to see a lot of double teaming. We're going to see Roman and Cena, we're going to see Reigns and Cena double teaming on Kane and Orton, we're going to see Kane and Orton double teaming on Reigns and Cena. So
the reason I'm going for Cena winning, and I've got a really no. The thing is, I've got a plan all the way up. I've got a plan ending with Seth Rollins holding the championship at WrestleMania.
This is my thing about Seth Rollins holding that title. He's too green for one thing.
I remember I said at WrestleMania. That's half a year away.
Seth Rollins is not ready for a title at all. Period. He shouldn't even have that. He shouldn't even have the briefcase. As far as I'm concerned, Dean Ambrose should have it.
Yeah, but I think the reason I'm saying it is because I've got this plan that ends at WrestleMania. I can break it down if you want, or it can be put on the side. It's absolutely up to you.
Table it for right now, and then because we do have something very weird I'm going to add in on here, and I cannot believe I'm putting John Cena in your column. Kind of weird. We do have something that is known to only us and every other WWE viewer as Plan C.
Ooh.
Which Plan C involves a certain walrus by the name of Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm. He's part of my long-term plan. Yeah. Shall I break down my plan just to give everybody the idea?
You can break it down as far as SummerSlam, but leave it at WrestleMania. But leave it as far as that because we can tease SummerSlam a little bit, but I don't want to tease it too much.
Okay, well, Cena retains it. That I'm seeing. I've been reading rumors that Lesnar's already in town. He's going to be on Raw.
Yeah,
so Cena wins. Lesnar versus Cena at SummerSlam, and Lesnar picks up the title at SummerSlam. And my plan continues on from there with basically like 6 months of 6 months of pay-per-view only domination. I may as well break it down because I think it's a really cool little ending, and it involves Seth Rollins.
Do you mind if I sort of tell you what I see on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, SummerSlam comes up. Obviously, Brock Lesnar is in the building. It cannot be helped. You know, you're going to have to deal with Lesnar one way or another. Lesnar does win. He goes on to we get on into the battle. We get on, we go through August to December. We get through that. Next thing you know, it's Royal Rumble, and Roman Reigns is in it. He wins the Royal Rumble, which is
this is exactly the same prediction I'm going on.
We get into WrestleMania 31. Roman is facing Lesnar. He wins the title. But going back to your prediction of Seth Rollins cashing in. I could see that possibly happening.
Can you not envision it in your head, right? This match, Roman Reigns versus Lesnar. It's the most brutal and big man brawling match we've seen in years. They both beat the utter piss out of each other. Reigns wins, getting one arm over Lesnar. 1, 2, 3. The referee counts the victory. Roman Reigns' music hits. It plays for about 4 seconds. He's barely on his knees. Rollins' music hits. He storms the ring, smacks him with the briefcase, pins him, stands tall at the end of WrestleMania.
And then the following night, Roman comes out. He wants his rematch. He gets his rematch. He wins the title back.
No. Seth leaves WrestleMania as the champion.
Well, I know. I'm talking about the night after.
Well, I don't know. You don't do it the night after. Seth wins the title. The night after, Roman says he's cashing in his rematch, and then you've got a Seth Rollins Roman Reigns feud running up to Extreme Rules.
Well, that works.
So what you've got there is you've basically had Lesnar come into WrestleMania with the champion, really, really hot because he's been appearing occasionally, killing people at pay-per-views. Right, Reigns gets that big win, only briefly. Rollins, the guy who stabbed him in the back in the first place, stabs him, digs the knife slightly deeper, takes the title off him, and then you could have Reigns and Rollins run for about 3 months if you want.
You could also do this, and this is something that I think might happen in the long run. It could happen. You could take. Say you get down to like TLC, you could easily, if they keep up this Ambrose versus Rollins thing, you could easily have
triple threat match
versus Rollins for the you've had it. It's been done before. You could easily have Ambrose versus Rollins for a contract match at TLC, and Ambrose gets the contract from Rollins. Goes into like I said, Roman wins Rumble, goes up against Lesnar. Like you said, they have the match to end all matches at that pay-per-view.
It won't be a wrestling classic. Fuck no. It's gonna be like a fight between 2 very large men down your local pub.
And then Ambrose comes out. He cashes in. He wins the title. And then you've got You've got Ambrose versus Rollins versus Reigns at you can have a triple threat match out of that.
I definitely think that's the best time to do the cash in. You've only got one world title, right? So if you think about it, he's got a year for Money in the Bank. So he can go all the way to like May. When's Money in the Bank next year? About May, June?
Probably about June, yeah. Probably.
About May or June, right? So if you have him cash it in at WrestleMania, you've got finally, after over a year, Roman Reigns has finally got the championship, and he only had it agonizingly close. 2, it builds up the fact that Seth Rollins is a chicken shit heel, and he's too scared to take Roman Reigns on properly.
Right? Yeah, right. Or you've got the whole, what I said, you've got TLC, you've got Ambrose taking the contract from him.
Yeah.
You've got Roman winning the title at WrestleMania, and then you've got the 3 former Shield members who hate each other. Well, Dean and Robyn, I guess, are cool, but you've got the former Shield members, 2 who really want to get their hands on Seth Rollins, but they all 3 want that championship.
The other element you've got to think is you've got to think of whether it's worth Rollins becoming the champion any time before that point. So let's talk it. Say he was to cash in, I don't know, at this pay-per-view, right? Cena wins and he cashes in at this pay-per-view. We know who's getting the title shot at SummerSlam. Well, it's not been officially announced, but I'm pretty sure we all know, right? We all know Brock Lesnar's getting a shot at SummerSlam, right? So the reason Cena needs to be the champion at SummerSlam is Lesnar needs to get his win back on Cena. He also needs to beat somebody who is a competent opponent.
if you guys don't know if you guys have no idea what Till's talking about, 2 years ago at Extreme Rules, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, they ended up bloody and beaten in the middle of the ring. John Cena ends up beating him, and I don't think Lesnar would ever live. Lesnar's never really been able to live that down.
The other situation you've got is, as much as I dislike John Cena, and I don't like him. As much as I dislike John Cena, I have to admit that John Cena is like he's 15-time champion.
One title reign short of time.
Yeah, I've got to admit to the fact that John Cena has won the title 15 times, right? So he is clearly a good talent, and so he's clearly a challenge for someone like Brock to have to beat. Now, obviously, Brock's got the size advantage, right? And obviously, in a shoot fight, would most likely win it. But what you've got to think is, if Brock wins that is one hell of a big scalp to have on your mantelpiece.
You have to think about it like this. Okay, coming off WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar has become the most hated person in the WWE.
Brock Lesnar's the biggest heel in professional wrestling right now.
John Cena right now, unfortunately with Daniel Bryan being out, John Cena is the base babyface right now.
Yeah. So let's sort of fantasy book just a little, right? Just a little, just for this feud.
The Control is going to kill us for this. But okay.
If we look at SummerSlam and we're looking at the result that we both think is going to happen, what you want to do at that point is you've got Lesnar holding two very large heads, right? Because he's got Cena and he's got the one at WrestleMania.
Right.
Now he needs to appear at every pay-per-view, and at every pay-per-view he needs to beat a big babyface.
That also means, this is also the thing about it too, if Lesnar is going to beat Cena, he needs to be there to sort of get his opponent. Okay, let's just run it like this. Okay, let's say after SummerSlam comes down to champions. All right, we're gonna do like a little skipping to two months down the road. All right, it's not a champion. Okay, you've had Battle Royal, you've had tournaments, you've had everything to pick the #1 contender for Night of Champions against Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And the person that wins that just so happens to be Roman Reigns. Because no matter how you look at it, Roman Reigns is somehow going to get a title shot.
Yeah, he's going to win the Rumble.
Okay, so let's just say, for circumstance purposes, it's a tournament, and it's down to Roman Reigns, and we'll just use it, even though I can't believe I'm going to say this, we'll just use him for mandatory purposes. It's Roman Reigns and it's Cesaro. Or, better yet, let's do it this way. Roman Reigns versus Rollins, okay? Roman versus Rollins, and Rollins says, I'm going to do this. If I win this match, I'm going to if I win this match against you, Roman, I'm going to be the #1 contender at Night of Champions. But this is the clinch. In order for him to get the #1 contendership fairly, he's going to have to lose the briefcase to Ambrose.
The way they should do it, honestly, not Rollins, none of the young kids. At every pay-per-view, a big sort of babyface or legend needs to have the challenge. So he beats Cena at SummerSlam. The next pay-per-view, it can be Orton.
Okay,
Then it can be Kane. Right? Just think of it like that. Then it could be someone like Kane. Then it could be Mark Henry. It could be Big Show. It needs to be that kind of caliber of person. It needs to be big, older stars, so that basically, and the beauty of it is, Lesnar needs only appear at the pay-per-views because Heyman can do all of his talking for him.
We've never heard the end of that.
And can you think how pissy the fans are going to be that the WWE champion can't be asked to turn up on Raw.
And it's not gonna.
That is gonna piss the fans off massively.
It's not gonna sit well with anybody. Heyman already doesn't sit well with anybody.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. That is gonna, you know, and what you've got is basically Heyman's introductions will get longer and longer. My client, the WWE champion, the conqueror of the streak, the conqueror of John Cena, the conqueror of Randy Orton, the conqueror of Jesus. You know, they can build it and build it and build it.
But then again, this is something else that you have to consider, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The only reason that Triple H is even considering Lesnar as Plan C, as he calls it.
Because Lesnar's the biggest heel in the world at the moment.
He went out the door when Cena won the title at Money in the Bank. His plan B for Rollins to cash in has been subdued 5,000 times by Dean Ambrose. Because Ambrose made a promise, and he sure as heck's keeping it. And so, what do? You've got the rebel leader, your little contract holder who can't get the job done. What do? You bring in the Neanderthal that everybody hates, that you think you're going to control because you think, oh, well, I can just control Brock Lesnar. But your Plan C also happens to hate you.
Here's the situation. Triple H's Plan C will succeed and will fail, and it's quite simple, right? He will succeed in the fact that the championship will be taken away from John Cena, but he will fail in the fact that Lesnar will pick up the championship and he'll fuck off with it.
Exactly. Which, in the end, will end badly, because then, and honestly, I can't believe I'm going to say this, then you will have Triple H going, I got to get that damn title belt back.
I've got to get that championship belt back, so he'll call Heyman. Heyman will say, my client doesn't appear on anything. My client doesn't appear on free TV. You have to pay to see my client. Therefore, he will only appear at pay-per-views. That way you don't need to use him on Raws, right?
Why, a couple of weeks ago, I sent you that speech that Edge gave to Cena right before Extreme Rules in 12, and I told you to listen to what he was saying, and you didn't listen. You blew it off like you knew what you were talking about when Adam was the one that he was talking about. And if you guys are wondering what I mean, I will find the video. I will post a link to it in the description box below, because you guys have got to. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, basically I'll let Edge do the talking. But okay, we need to run over our predictions one more time, because I don't even know how long we've been going.
Dana wins.
Okay. So, for the pre-show, mine and Taker Circle's prediction is Naomi. Yours is Cameron, right?
Yep, Cameron, Cameron Shenanigans.
Okay. All three of us agree on Chris Jericho winning by DQ, possibly. Taker Circle and I have picked Dean. You have picked Rollins. Taker Sobel and I went on the side of Swagger, and you went on the side of Rusev.
Yep.
We all three picked AJ Lee. You went on the side of, as usual, Rowan and Harper. Blech. Taker Sobel and I picked the Usos, as usual. The Battle Royal, Robyn and I, Taker Sobel and I picked Sheamus, Big E, or Kofi Kingston. You picked Sheamus or Cesaro. We picked Roman and Cena, and you, surprisingly, and in a bit of shock that I'm still wondering if you still need to go wash your mouth out because you said his name, you picked Cena, which is very unusual because you never picked Cena.
Well, that's because in this pay-per-view, I know it's called Battleground, right? May as well be called Holding Pattern, because nothing's going to change until SummerSlam.
So yeah, those are our predictions for this pay-per-view. I don't know. Okay, guys, really quick explanation. The reason that we did not do a post-show last month was because, unfortunately, due to circumstances and holidays, the 4th of July fell directly after the pay-per-view. So that's why there was no post-show for Money in the Bank 2014. I don't know.
That's occurred on top of the fact that I have a job and I am tired after doing it.
And I don't believe there will be a post show for this one either because, unfortunately,
Now I can't. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say there might be a post show. I'm in talks with doing a slightly different post show. If my two regular co-hosts aren't available, I do have a backup plan, and that's all
well,
I'm saying. My plan B might kick in.
depending on what day you want to do it, I'm not going to be home. I'm going on a mini vacation this day.
If I need to, I will cash in my plan C on this one. My plan, well, I suppose my plan LPC, and that's all I'm saying right now.
So, okay, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead, and you can always find, you can always find Take Her Soul Girl. You can find her on Twitter, fanfiction, YouTube, all at Take Her Soul Girl. You can find her on Facebook at Robyn Wired. Tom, your usual.
Yep. You can find me over on Twitter at TomWilliams1990. Same goes for Facebook. As for YouTube, it's it's under my name, but my official YouTube URL is AxelSteel21. I've had that channel for a very long time. Daily uploads on the channel are a thing. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you get my main series, which at the moment I am winding down Skyrim, and then we'll be beginning Watch Dogs. My secondary series at the moment on the channel is the Beast Rises, which is UFC 3, UFC Undisputed 3. I am doing an undefeated career mode with Brock Lesnar. I've recorded loads and loads of episodes that ahead of things, so that at the moment is running well into September and hopefully beyond, as long as I can keep Brock unbeaten, because I'm playing with Brock Lesnar in that. My weekend series at the moment, I think, is The Wolf Among Us. It's the last chapter of that incredible game by Telltale Games, and of course you've got Saturday night's main event every Saturday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. Between 7 and 7:30 p.m. I record that. That comes out every Saturday, and every fourth Saturday there will be a pay-per-view on the following Sunday, on the Sunday the day after, which is usually well over an hour and involves some incredible characters that appear in Take a Soul Girls fanfiction.
Yeah, we get all the good stuff.
Series crossover, baby.
There's crossovers. So you guys can find me on here, and of course, Christina Angel. You can find me on fanfiction at Cena's Country Girl. You can find me on Twitter at Country Supernatural. Had to change my, got into a little bit of a pickle and had to change my handle on that one. So, because apparently somebody else wanted to use my handle. So, got into a pickle with that one. But yeah, you guys can find me on there. You guys can also find me on Pinterest at Country Gothic. I post a lot of supernatural, Vampire Diaries stuff on there, so you guys can check me out on there as well. There's not going to be very much, there's not very much action on my channel. We mostly just do, this channel is just predictions once a month for the pay-per-views. There might be some tribute videos going up in the next couple of months, maybe, if I decide to do one. I haven't really figured it out. I also do, you guys know if you watch this channel, there's not very much, I don't have very much action on this channel because I don't really know what to do. I'm not very big on making videos because I usually suck at them because I cannot edit with a flip on anything. So, yeah, so you guys are just going to have to, keep a lookout for when we do predictions vlogs. We're actually doing this on a Saturday, which is unusual that we do it the night before pay-per-view. I usually have this posted by mid-Wednesday, but yeah, we had to do it today since that was the only time we could get together. So, well, anyway, guys, this has been the Battleground 2014's predictions vlog, and I want to thank Tom for doing the intro because my voice, as you guys can tell, is still cracking. So, We will see.
Well, it's been good fun getting back into the swing of doing these things, and I've had a great time searching through the internet while you were talking. So, yeah. So, thank you guys for watching. Seriously,
Thanks for
means a lot.
watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Later.